What is up, ladies and gentlemen, twerkers, jerkers, and lurkers, witches, liches, and bitches? It is time once again for another edition of Johnston Blackhorse Plays. That's my Twitch intro. Plays their games. But this is YouTube. Johnston Blackhorse does the drawings with your host, me, Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only, and I'm here to do the motherfuck drawings. Fuck. My bit rate is freaking lagging right now. I'm sorry about that. I think it might be my brother. He got home from school pretty early. It was like a half day or something. And he might be online playing games. I gotta talk to him about that. Like, I don't know how much online gaming he's doing, but I think it's eating into my data. So he might have to do more campaigns instead of like whatever. I assume he might be doing like multiplayer online. I hope he's not doing too much of that. Nobody says, then go deck the bastard. Well, I think he's unaware of like the Starlink limitations that they had implemented, like I think it was last month. So I got limited data. I think I can't remember how many gigs, but it's a fairly decent amount. But it all gets eaten up if there's like online gaming going on. But this is my internets that I pay for, so I'm gonna have a discussion with him. Anyway, let's get back to it, shall we? Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Going on in my world today. Exactly, they're not paying for it and mooching off of you, right? I should be getting some kickbacks. But I did get some good news. Not like huge good news, but it's fairly good news. Someone, dewz had like led me to try out something called like OpenAI, I believe, and talked to me about well, filled me in about on its multiple capabilities. And I thought it was cool, but then like I realized that I could utilize it to help me edit my stories to get them ready for publishing. Because I have this manuscript of short stories that I've been wanting to edit for so long, but I can never find the time to do it because I'm just so busy either running around, doing errands for family, doing chores in and around the house, taking care of the animals, fucking doing schooling stuff, trying to keep the courts happy, and just trying to keep my head above water, just like doing drawings and stuff. And I know in the long run, if I got the stories done and got my book published, I could make a decent amount of money off of the fucking revenue alone. But it's just a matter of just making time to like edit these stories, and I just don't have it. I don't have any fucking time. But after being introduced to this AI, I gave it a little test run to like edit like a small chunk of one of my stories, and it came out pretty good. I mean, like sometimes like when I write, I can get a little too wordy, but this AI chopped it down to make it like clear and concise, and took out any grammatical errors there may be. and it looks pretty cool. Like it read pretty nice. So I'm gonna start doing what I can to type out the rest of my stories, um, and feed them to this AI so it can assist me in editing. And all I have to do is like I have a bit of money left from my tuition, so I'm going to use that to try to get this whole publishing process started. Melody says, I would be aware of AI. Nobody should be victim to anal insertion without consent or at least lube. Don't worry, love. Like I'll give you plenty heads up if I'm going to give you any AI. uh, that's love for you right there, right? Sweetie, darling, honey floof. And also on another note, a fellow artist and friend from Vegas, we've decided to like embark on a collaborative effort to like make stickers. So he's asking me for designs, and I assume since he offered, like he has the capability of making stickers, and just gonna start selling designs, and like he's gonna give me some kickback for any of my designs he's able to sell. I already started doing a sketch, but then I got wrapped up in like this whole AI editor. So I've been like cranking away at one of my stories that I've been working on for a little far too long. But as soon as I have it all typed up, I'll just feed it to the AI. It can edit it, and then I think in maybe short time, like maybe I could be a fucking published author this year. And if I can make money off of that, just off of that one book, eventually I want to make it like a trilogy of short scary stories, just like the scary stories I grew up with, you know, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and they had like 3 books. But all their stories were like collected from like folklore and this and that. And the majority of my short stories are like original, kind of like out of my head. Some of them are sort of like run the length of like a small novella. But and some of the stories do come from like my personal like accounts of paranormal activity, as well as like other family members. But it would be nice to just get this book published and just start living off like what I earn from the sales of that book. And the publishing is going to cost me like I think $400 just to like publish it as is. And I know they had like a fee for like publishing and editing. Like they'd have an editor look at it and then publish it, and that was running around the ballpark of like $600. But if I can get this AI to like edit all of my stories and just have them looking like fucking sweet, all I'd have to do is just like pay the publishing rights, you know, just maybe some publishing and advertising. That'd be cool. But I'm gonna get in contact with these publishers again once the whole editing process is done, and fucking see what what we can do this year. Because it would kick so much fucking ass to be a published author and just kind of live off of the sales of my book. Braxton Lender says, you learned rejects yet? No. I started doing my internship independent study, and I'm starting from square one with C++ just to make sure I didn't like fucking like miss anything. And I guess there are different ways you can program in C++. Like I was just given like a standard of how to like fucking program stuff, but the tutorials I'm taking now, there's like I guess a different way. And I guess the way I've been programming things, there is a risk for errors later on down the line, especially if you work with extensive, like an extensive programming with a lot of coding. So I guess it's good that I started from square one, just so I can get the insight and input on, like, I guess the different ways of how you start to code stuff. And I had no idea that the way I've been doing it, there is a risk for error, especially if you like start doing like a lot of code for just one program. So yeah, no, I haven't learned Apex. I'm going back to square one on C++ just to like fucking brush up on things that I've already known and just to like make sure that I don't miss anything along the way. Maybe I'll like learn a little extra, which which I already have, so that's good. So I'm just going to keep up with the independent study for my internship. And then maybe later on down the line, after I become a published author, I can start working on like publishing my own little video game. SRDRD. Yeah, I have no idea what that stuff means. If that's more Apex lingo, then it's just fucking over my head right now. But yeah, that's like two things I have going for me right now is just I have the I have I have an AI that's capable of like editing my stories, and I'm also collaborating with another artist to like start selling some stickers because I guess they watched my fucking one of my previous rant videos and took some pity upon me and just like, let me just help this guy out. So I think that's cool. That's fucking awesome. So we'll get to it. We'll get down to it. But I gotta finish the current design that I got going and then come up with some more. And they're gonna be like small stickers, I think somewhere in the size of that, so they don't have to be too too elaborate. Rex Entry says, "You get it. I'll not explain it again unless you want me to." SRDRD? It's still over my head. I don't know. I have no idea. If that's more coding lingo, I still do not have the um, know how to understand what that might mean. Because I'm still more or less just a beginner. Oh, there's Dasco. What's up, Dasco? Getting to work. Sweet. Get to work and earn that paper. Earn that skrill. with a nice white Riesling? Rex says, look up PCRE. I'm not going to look up any more coding stuff until I get like C++ down pat. So I'm not going to bother with any other like computer compilers or computer language compilers. Because if I do, I'm just going to start confusing myself and like getting the languages mixed up with each other. So for right now, for the most part, I just want to learn C++. Daska says, most jobs you can't drink wine on the job. Well, yeah, it's very conspicuous. You want to drink beer, which is very inconspicuous at times, especially if you can disguise it. How are you going to disguise wine? Like a big bottle of wine. You can't. You got to go for the cans of booze. It's like when Mike's Hard Lemonade first came out with their like little small cans, they were like the same size of like as energy drinks. And I had this like this drink cooler where you could like put like a can of soda or like an energy drink in there, and it would keep it cold for you. But like it was tall enough, it was just tall enough to like kind of like cover like the or conceal the almost totality of the can, so you couldn't really see what it was. So I would buy like Mike's Harder and just kind of like play it off as just me drinking an energy drink at work. uh No, it says, of course it can. It's called the brown paper bag. Disguise everything. Well, if you're drinking out of a brown paper bag at work, it's not going to be as conspicuous, but it's still going to look very conspicuous. Brex says, learn Python or maybe Rust or Golang, unless you're going to hardcore game programming. Yeah, like, I just want to learn C++ now. That's it. I just want to focus on that, and once I get that down, then I'll stray into some of these other computer language compilers. Melody says, it's why Coke is amazing. You can mix the whiskey in and nobody would ever know it's in there. Yeah, right? Tasca says, grape juice box. That's how you disguise the wine. You just intravenously like take out the grape juice and then put your wine in there. And like you have several different grape juice boxes and just set it up like that. Melody sending in a link. Ah, stupid. Fucking no picture in picture. I hate it when it does this. No, it's just Homer Simpson.
No drinking in public. Hey, where'd it go?
Homer just shoves the drink in the bag. Dasco Joe says, no, get the boxed wine and print out a Welch's logo and no one will be the wiser. There you go. Get off caps lock, Dasco. There's no need to yell. Brown paper bag is urban optic camouflage, right? You know, it's been a while since I had a burgundy. It's been a while since I've seen wine in general. Like all I see out here when I go to like a supermarket or um a fucking gas station, if they have alcohol available, it's like always just beer. Like, where's the fucking wine, man? Where do you guys keep the fucking wine, dude? Brexel says, and that's the weird thing. C is like programming in hard mode. If you can get it, go for it. But the kind of people who really get C also like functional programming. Millet says, the only wine I like is Merlot. Daska says, it's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Aw, sorry, Dasco. Me too. Me fucking too. Ugh. But yeah, like I'm gonna try to like work it in that whenever I'm not drawing, I'm going to be writing. Cause I've been just fucking pounding away on this keyboard, like for some of this afternoon. And I'm surprised at how fast I can type nowadays. I think that comes from some of the programming lessons I've been taking, like web design and programming, and I get like a string of code that I have to like fucking copy, so I'll just go ahead and just fucking type it out. Sometimes I'll like fucking cut and paste or like copy and paste, but usually if I have the time and I want to challenge myself, I'll just fucking type it out. And me typing like my stories up earlier this afternoon, like fucking typing like mad, like fucking crazy, man. I wonder how many words a minute I'm going. Oh, Dasco is like quoting some Stained lyrics. It's been a while. Do 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 do. Breck says, "Did your course ever mention Haskell? I still use about 4 fingers, give or take." No, my course hasn't mentioned anything else. Um, Not that they would, cause like my first ever like C plus plus programming course was just centered on C plus plus. They did mention that there might be other like high programming or machine language compilers out there similar to C++ plus plus or even higher, like but we were just focused on C++. Plus plus. But yeah, I'm just going to stay in C++ plus plus and just learn it like that. And once I get sufficient at programming in C++, plus plus, then maybe I'll start branching out and like checking out these other computer language compilers. Because like I said, if I try to do like try to learn 2 things at once, I'm just going to confuse myself. What time is it? 4:50. Oh, geez, 4:57. I thought it was earlier than that. I cannot express how much C++ is a limiting language. Even Perry is better to learn. I'm I'm sorry, dude, but I want to learn like as like closer to the base as I can. I know there are like higher like language fucking computer language compilers, but I think the closer I can get to actual machine language, the better. Because I think with the higher ones, there might be a risk of like running into errors. Because you're putting too much reliance on the compiler itself to figure out what you're trying to get at. Whereas, like getting closer to machine language, you have more control, like concise control of what it is you're trying to attempt and what you're trying to build. But the higher language you go, you like the way I perceive it, it's like you kind of stray away from like the core computer language itself, and you run the risk of running into redundancies with your coding. Melody says, "Can someone get a translator for Brex, please?" I'm sorry, love. We gotta stray away from the computer coding lingo, but yeah, like bottom line, I want to learn C++. After I learn it, then I'll start getting into other compilers. But until then, I just want to focus on one thing and just see if I can make something out of it. Okay, people, I'm going to BRB. I have to hit the head and make a quick do a quick checkup on my mom, see if she needs anything. So I'll be right back. Ugh. I'm back with dinner. Okay. But you did it. But then you'll say Brex was right, lol, but you did it your way. C++ is a precise language that can express the program author's intent. It has foibles and pitfalls that might make the authors not quite what they want. Do you play RPGs? No, I do not play RPGs. Some of them have RPG elements. Some of the games I play, yeah. Any of them doesn't really matter. Not recently. I'm sure I have Pokemon count. I don't know Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. I played a lot of Final Fantasy 15 randomizer. I have all the very early Zelda games, all blueprinted to memory. I'm losing track of what we're trying to do. Melody says Weber's new. Thank you, love. But if the idea is to understand how programming works, I'm here all day. I can help in Python, Perry, and Golang, and C. Yeah. I'll learn the other ones eventually. I just want to learn C for now. C++ is special as of 20 years ago. Do you learn about template programming? I'm just basically starting out again, so like it's gonna take me a while. I did like a bit of programming, like with like doing like math and stuff, organizing pennies, dimes, nickels, making a pattern with rows and columns, like just really generic stuff. So again, I'm starting from square one just to make sure like I catch everything that I can. And already I'm like learning like stuff that I didn't learn the first time around. So it might take me a while to get to like whatever template you're talking about. So I'm still like freaking beginner status. It's gonna take me a while, especially with everything I have going on. I don't know templates. There's someone who does. Well, if you don't know templates, there's like a good chance that I don't know templates just yet, because Like the classes I've taken are like real like beginner courses. And for this work study, well, not work study, internship independent study, I'm like starting over again from square one. So I'm still like a bare bones beginner. So I don't know a lot of stuff yet at all. They know more. They know more than you do. Ah, well, I'll figure stuff out as I go along. I'm in no real hurry right now because I got like a couple of avenues to like venture through before I kind of wheel back to like programming. But right now I'm doing like programming just to fulfill my computer tech certificate courses. But right now, now that like Dasco has introduced me to this AI, I'm going to be focusing on my manuscript, typing all of my stories out and feeding them to this AI so it can edit it for me. And also, I'm going to do this stickers thing with Concept Sama. It's been a while since Concept Sama's been in chat, but I guess he caught one of my recent ranting videos. And this is his way of helping me out. You write your own truth. Yeah, that's true. Everyone's the hero of their own story. Not me, bud. I'm a villain through and through. I didn't want to be a villain, but I'll accept that moniker. You can only push a motherfucker so hard. Villain equals anti-hero. Yes. Because my goals aren't completely selfish. Yes, I want sweet, sweet, bitter, cold revenge. But that's just not for me. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's being treated this shitty. As a matter of fact, there are like other cases that I've heard of, other cases that I've read, who've been dealt just as shitty a stick as I have, even worse at times. So, in me attaining a lot of these fucking far out goals that I want to achieve, it's just not for me, it's for them and for the potential victims who are set to be destroyed by the system that a whole bunch of these shitty un-Americans have propagated for the sake of their own fucking wallets. Anyway, I don't want to make this another rant video. Let's just keep focused on art, shall we? Melody says, we need more villains these days that are villains for the sake of being assholes. Your mic is booming with each thud or bang. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can adjust that. Let's turn that down a bit. Hopefully, is that better? Maybe if I turn this portion down, turn this one up. Okay, no, I don't know. Maybe I turned it down too much. I don't want relatable villains. I want asshole villains. Yes. Yes! But I don't want to be like much of an asshole. I just want to be a dick. And fuck a lot of stuff over. Especially the system that did me wrong, man. Fucking did me dirty. And I'm not the only one, too. Okay. That's enough of that talk. I'm just gonna fucking like evolve into like another huge political tirade. Let's try to keep this like lighthearted, shall we? I know how I can get when you get me talking about that subject. Oh my god. Anyway, like this sticker idea that Concept Sama has, going along the lines of like some sort of like anime type theme. So here we have like a character that I'm sort of like sketching out. I haven't finished it yet, but it's going to be like a lowly-esque character with like an oversized screwdriver. I was going to make it like a kind of like a wrench, like an oversized wrench. But if he's going to be like selling this to like anime themed, anime and tech themed people, like I figured like, hey, why not just a screwdriver for like all the computer techie people, and make it one of those maybe computer type screwdrivers, like those small ones. Melody says life or like as boring as Prometheus is, I like David because he comes from a position of logic, even if it's narcissistic. Right? Daska says, "How about that Rick and Morty?" Oh man, I love me some Rick and Morty, and it was shitty to hear about like fucking like what's his face about the wrongful imprisonment and domestic battery. And I was thinking, like, fucking hell, like, what would drive a guy to do that? And I thought of two scenarios. One scenario is that, like, well, what if she's a crazy bitch and, like, she was, like, either harming other people or threatening self harm, and, like, this guy saw no other way than to try to detain her, and then she went all nuts and, like, started claiming that, oh, he's imprisoning me. And I was thinking, like, yeah, that might be a scenario, but let's entertain the other scenario I'm thinking of. And I'm thinking, like, what if she found out something like really dark and disturbing about him, like something like that he didn't want known. So he did everything in his power to like either threaten her or like restrain her. It's like, yeah, that might be like another way to go. And unfortunately, it was the latter. uh yeah, Justin Roiland. And like I guess he had like he had some images of like inappropriate images of like girls around the like like young teens, like 13 to 15 or something. Something like that. So that was his reaction to it. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense now. It's like, oh shit, that fucking that's fucking shitty. But I don't know. That's just what I heard. I don't know if it's true, so don't take my word for it. Justin really, he isn't even convicted yet, but Justin is crazy too. All that she was asking for defense. Yeah, she was asking for it, you know. Yeah, she was asking for it. She was like dressed up in boxing shorts and wearing those boxing gloves. Like she wanted to be hit. Ah, fuck. Yeah. But yeah, I guess Justin Roiland had some inappropriate images of underage girls, and like his significant other found out, and he tried to either intimidate her or just keep her under wraps through domestic battery and false imprisonment. But that's just what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but it makes sense. That's the way he would do that. The other portion is just like it was me kind of like thinking like, oh well, what if she's just a fucking crazy bitch? But unfortunately, it was the other scenario I had thought of. But if you ask me, it's all her fault, because why can't she be into young Poontang too? Totally inappropriate, Black Horse. Ugh. But, you know, it just sucks because I was stuck in the same situation, you know, but I think it's just as long as he wasn't grooming anybody, He's not like terrible, but like he shouldn't have like fucking battered somebody. I mean, shit. Like I had like a fucking my ex fucking pulled a knife on me, and oh my god, this was like just to like illustrate where my mind goes during like instances like that. Okay, this is like when she like when our relationship was like more or less done, and this was shortly after this, like she fucking moved out, but I had gotten her a sandwich because I'm not like a terrible person. Like I went out to go get lunch and like figured I'd get her a sandwich and like just kind of like keep things kind of even between us. And drove home, gave her the sandwich, and like our relationship was falling apart. And this is when I was still kind of in that realm of like not wanting to be alone, just like that desperate, clingy shitbag. And I knew she was pissed, but like I told her like I loved her, and like fucking she just fucking snapped and threw the sandwich at me. Like I closed the door, and like the sandwich just like fell all over the door and everything. Like, you stupid fucking bitch! I just fucking got you a sandwich and you do that. But anyway, like I tried to console her, but then she fucking draws a knife out on me, and like I look at the knife that she's got, and then at the back of my head, like I wanted to like suggest like, well, if you really wanted to intimidate me, you should get the big carving knife, because she got like this little filleting knife. Is like, that's not much of a threat, but like if you really wanted to intimidate me, you should get the carving knife. That's immediately where my mind went. But I thought better of it and decided not to say that and just left. But fucking hell, that bitch had the gall to ask for more food after I was done with work. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, now when I think about that, it's like fucking like, why don't you just fucking go out and get yourself something to eat? I already bought you a sandwich earlier today and you fucking threw it in my face. Like, well, it did hit the door, but fucking, yeah, you just wasted the food that I had gotten for you, and then you pulled a knife on me afterwards. Crazy fucking whore. Anyway, Molly says, so I gave her a smash in the chops. It's how we say we love each other. Oh, God. But yeah. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Never should have wasted my time with her. And what a fucking waste of time it was. Anyway, fuck. We just like went from one like stressful topic to another stressful topic. But I think that's my bad. I just kind of like looped that whole Rick and Morty situation with Justin Roiland and kind of compared it to my situation. So yeah, that was bad on me. What else? What else is going on in the news today? Uh, oh, Dasco got a new GPU. Good on you, guy. Sweet. Our GPU price is getting a little more sensible. Oh, you can't use it yet? Fuck. Melody's asking, need a new motherboard? Hmm. I guess GPU prices haven't gotten more reasonable. Well, suck a duck, man. Shit. Melly says she needs a new CPU. So if I bought it, I wouldn't get the most out of it. Damn. I got mail. Sweet. Packing super sweet. I should check the weather. Last night, fucking it hit like fucking 14 degrees. And all this morning, like after I helped my mom out with just some early morning stuff, like with coffee and a little bit of breakfast, I just went straight back to bed because in the cabin it was like 19 degrees. And so that was before the mid-morning chill too. And the mid-morning chill, like, temperatures always drop a lot lower than, like at the crack of dawn. So like right at what time was it? I think it was like maybe 7:30. I checked the temperature in here. It was like 19 degrees, and I knew the mid morning chill like probably bring it down to like fucking 14 or below. So I just fucking went back to bed and took a nap with some Family Guy on Hulu. And every time I like woke up, I'll wake up at like maybe 30 to like 45-minute intervals. And it was just like so fucking cold still. And it was so cold that like the when I breathe out my nose, the moisture condenses on my mustache. So I'd have to like rub all the moisture out of my stash, which I hate doing. But eventually, once I finally got out of bed, and this was like at like maybe 10:30. So I went to bed, back to bed about like maybe 7:30 to 8, and then woke up around like, finally got back up around like 10 to 10:30. I looked at the temperature again, and it was just barely above 20 degrees. And I'm like, fucking hell, fuck this fucking cold weather, man. But I checked the weather earlier today, and throughout the rest of the week, it should be warming up, like getting into the like mid 20 degrees. But hell, man, I am just fucking done with all this coldness. Uh, Daska says, I watched The Last of Us TV series and I'm pissed it's good. Ellie looks worse for wear comparing herself to the game version. I'm not even gonna bother watching it. Like, I haven't even seen any clips, but some of the actors involved, like, it does look like a good show, and I've heard some pretty good like headlines for it, like oh my gosh, it's better than the video game, and like I was wrong about like fucking Last of Us TV show, it's good, blah blah blah. And I just don't want to fucking give it a chance because I know where it all ends up. Like that fucking Last of Us 2 with that whole fucking Abby shit. And it was such a good story. But then when The Last of Us 2 came out and all the fucking controversy behind it, and then like knowing how it ends up at the end of the game, it's like they don't even give you the option to fucking kill Abby. They just take you right out of the immersion and like give you the choice between two endings, like whether you decide to kill Abby or whether you decide to like let her live. You know, like no, it's like the whole like story, like how they want it to end is that you let her live after all the shit that she put you through. Is like fucking no, fuck that. Like I'm not playing that game. Fuck that game. It's like I might play Last of Us like the first game again for nostalgia's sake, but I'm not gonna bother watching the TV show just because I know how it ends and it ends shitty, especially if it like leads up into like Last of Us 2 storyline. Like nah, it might be good. People are giving a lot of praises, but fuck that show. uh yeah. Daska says it's not better than the video game. Says yep. Druckmann got woke. Anita Starkezian's influence poisoned him. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, yeah. Fuck that show. Melody says, "What in the name of Satan's field foreskin is Last of Us?" It's a video game. You could pin it in like the whole zombie genre, where like the zombieism in that video game is based off like what is known as like this fungus known as cordyceps, which is like something that is actually legitimately out there in nature. And like this fungus infects like spiders, not spiders, ants. It infects ants, like it takes over the body and like forces them to like climb up the as high as they can get on a blade of grass or a tree, where they can then be eaten by a bird, and then the fungus can then like rejuvenate its like life cycle once it gets shit out by the bird. And in the bird shit or wherever it lands, like the fungus kind of like regrows again and then infects like another ant, and then just continues that cycle. But in the Last of Us video game, the fungus jumps species and starts infecting humans. So the humans get infected with this fungus, and then like with an infected human, like the human tries to infect other humans by biting them or whatever. But then like when the fungus kind of if the fungus like grows or whatever, like it starts sending out these spores. So like humans can like get infected by two ways, like either being bitten by like another infected human, or inhaling these spores. So yeah, it's like a zombie game. It's like post-apocalyptic, and you play as these characters that I don't know. Like there's this whole huge storyline. uh, Daska says zombie mushroom video game. Melody says zombies boring. Daska says in the show food was the vehicle. Huh, weird. But I guess they maybe they wanted to like show some sensitivity to the recent pandemic that we had to endure, because in the video game it was like airborne. Yeah, but the video game was pretty interesting. Like it plays as a survival horror type deal with a emphasis on survival, in which you have to like collect items, bandages, like upgrades for your weapons, and you're not only trying to survive against these zombies. Let's say, let's just call them zombies. You're not just trying to survive against zombies, but you're trying to survive against other survivors, because like the remaining survivors have adopted like a pack mentality. So if you don't come from their pack, you're a threat. So like it involves like other aspects of like the survival horror genre. You're not just trying to fight the monster in the game. You're fighting the other humans who are also trying to survive, given the same situations that you have. But it was a pretty good game. Like I really enjoyed the first game. It was like awesome. But then when the second game came out, and then like a lot of the story leaks and like the playthroughs started to reveal like a lot of what goes on. It, the story just fucking went to shit. Like the gameplay and everything, it looked pretty all right. Like the environments and like the upgrades, everything got looked fucking kick ass. But then once you had the story all laid out in front of you, and like it was just fucking bullshit. Melody says zombie mushroom game. No, it's just the citizens of the Mario world have had enough of everyone's BS. Daska says they removed the airborne aspect because they wanted to see the actors' faces. Oh, lame. Ugh. So the show might be good, but I'm not going to give it a chance because I know where that story's hit. I know where that story's leading. I know where it's going to end up. So why should I fucking watch it? uh, No fucking thank you. It's like me. It's like how I thought about Land Before Time. Like, yeah, the first one was like pretty cool to watch and everything, and being a Don Bluth animated film, like it was pretty rich. But then, like after they started coming out with sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel, I started to think like, why bother watching all these sequels when I already know what's gonna happen? Like fucking, they're all gonna die. Like all these sequels they make, it's like you're following Littlefoot and his friends, like, oh, like like come with us and join us on this adventure for survival. And like, what's the point? Like fucking a meteor is just gonna come crashing from the air and just wipe you all out in the end. So why bother making all these sequels? Like the first one was like fucking cool. Like I love the first one. But why make so many sequels when they're all just gonna fucking die in the end? Melody says one was enough. Oh, Daska says Golf Pro 2020. No, no Golf Pro. Oh wait, you're making a reference to fucking, yeah, Last of Us 2. Right, where like the fucking one of the main antagonists, or not antagonists, protagonists, like the main dude that you followed and played as in the first one gets fucking beat to death with a golf club. Yeah. Yeah, no. No. I don't need to watch the TV show to follow up to that moment. No, thank you. Melly says, slow down there, Dasco. Golf Pro, I don't think JB is ready for something that extreme. Hey! Uh, yeah, fucking An American Tail went overboard with the bloody sequels. Oh, did it? Like, I remember American Tail and then Fievel Goes West, but I think that's where I stopped off. Like, I don't remember much of an American Tail, but I remember like my family had Fievel Goes West on VHS, and I watched the fuck out of it. And that was pretty cool. But as for like fucking Land Before Time, like fucking after three sequels, like world no after the third one, like fucking give us a break, man. Yeah, second one was a decent sequel. Then the straight to video stuff started. I vaguely Okay, yeah, yeah. I vaguely remember like knowing that there was like one like straight to video sequel, and it looked awful. Like the character models were all off. They were like simplified. It was like this is garbage. I'm not gonna fucking watch this. So yeah, American Tail and Fievel Goes West. Sure. Any other ones after that? Like, no, fucking no. And what's with Disney making all these like live action remakes? I mean, like, fucking stop. Fucking stop. They should have stopped at like Lion King, because they fucked that one up royally. I mean, they went out of their way to make the lions look as real as possible. And I watch it and I'm sitting there thinking like, are you fucking trying to make like are you trying to reimagine like your animation, or just like fucking make a fucking documentary film, because like fucking this looks more of like a wild safari documentary than it does like an actual movie. I am not entertained at all. And when they try to like follow the story like beat for beat in some cases, it's like, yeah, I've already seen this with characters that look a lot better because they're like more colorful, energetic, animated. But since they made all that effort to have the lions and animals look as realistic as possible, it just like fucking sucked the magic out of it, you know. There was like a deep fake out there where like someone had deep faked like the original character designs uh onto the remake CG, and it looks way better. And I swear, if they had just been more faithful to make the realistic CG animals look more like their 2D counterparts, it would have been a lot more interesting. But after that, you know, like, fucking, you fucked this shit up. Like, stop making these fucking live action remakes. It's dumb. Deska says they made the lions less sexy. Oh, man. No, it says, I mean, at least Five Goes West had Steven Spielberg as the director. Yeah, like it was done pretty good. I liked a lot of the animation, the effects that they put in there. Daska says woke washing the remakes too. Oh, fucking right. All the fucking Disney remake woke garbage stuff. Melody says should have stopped. They shouldn't have bloody started by dumping all of their Disney Renaissance. Totally. If you need a glaring endorsement, animation does not translate well to real life. Dragon Ball Evolution is there forever. Okay. Yeah. I'll give Dragon Ball Evolution this, though. The only thing they did right is that that movie was so bad, it forced Akira Toriyama out of retirement just so he could attempt to like wash away and bury the stink of Dragon Ball Evolution. If anything, Dragon Ball Evolution gave us Akira Toriyama back. Oh god. Oh, that was the only positive. But it's got to be like impressive to like fucking admit or like even acknowledge. It's like, dude, you fucked up this story so royally that the creator had decided to come out of retirement just to wash your stench away. Oh, this is what happens when Hollywood thinks it knows better than the show's creator. Fucking right. What kind of sucks too is I feel sorry for the guy, but the writer, it's like I feel sorry for the guy, but then at the same time I don't feel sorry for the guy. The writer of Dragon Ball Evolution never even knew what Dragon Ball was before he was handed the project. And he never bothered to fucking do his like studying or like background work on it. He just was given the gist and like he fucking ran with it. He's like, dude, fucking hell. Like, you have no idea the fandom behind this thing. You have no idea how expansive the lore was. And you just fucking fucked it up. Like, why didn't you fucking do your homework, man? Oh. Daska says Cowboy Bebop's creator finally shat on the Netflix remake. He was pissed. Right? I watched the first episode and I like all the homages in the first episode, but after that, like, I didn't dare watch any of the other episodes because after the first, like, beginning of the first episode, it started to like kind of take a turn, And when it started taking that turn, I knew after that first episode it was just gonna fucking nosedive. It was like, okay, I enjoyed all the little homages at the beginning, but after they were done with that, it looks like it's trying to take on a life of its own, and it does not look good. So I stopped watching after the first episode. That was it. It was like, no, no, I'm good. I'm done. I had like a nice bit of nostalgia cake, but the rest of the meal, like, fucking, you can keep it. Melody says he may as well have walked into the studio and started building his own gallows. The only one that's gotten it right is the Rurouni Kenshin live action movies. Oh my god. Fucking the Rurouni Kenshin action movies, like the live action movies, are just so fucking pristine, man. And like watching the actor like do his own stunts, it's like fucking nuts. Like fucking mad nuts. And the tone and the action and like the drama, it's like done so well. It's like pretty fucking cool, man. Pretty fucking sweet. Tasker says, is the mangaka still canceled? I don't think he ever was. I don't know. I think there were some boycotts, but I'm not sure if anything came of it. I haven't heard anything. Melody says they're literally the only ones to turn anime into live action successfully. Right? There's a new series on the way. Oh, is there? Oh shit, that's right. I think I saw an advert for that. Even though the author was done for owning cheese pizza, there should be a rule of going big or going home. Right? Oats, oats, Mr. Oats. wasn't the Western Ghost in the Shell action live action total crap as well? Oh, it had its moments. I will say like there were some moments in there that I did enjoy, but then there were other moments that were like just like fucking why did you choose to do that? Like that makes no sense. Like fucking what I don't appreciate is like a studio like when they buy up an intellectual property because of its popularity and decide to like produce it for like Western audiences. It's like our okay, you already know this intellectual property is pretty popular and it's going to be a hit with the fans and the fans are going to give you a buttload of money, but then why are you going to retool it for the people who aren't familiar with it? Like you're just going to confuse them, and if they were going to be confused from the beginning, you know, like what, just fuck them. Make it for the fans and for the people who are unaware of it, who do enjoy it. That's just going to bring them back into the original intellectual property. It's gonna force them to like wonder, like, huh, I wonder where this story or genre stemmed from. Let me go look at the source material, and then like you like make more fans out of it, and then you like have something like if you keep it true to the original and make it specifically for the fans, you're just going to make more fans who are like the people who are unaware of it. And you're going to have like a fucking movie that's going to withstand like the test of time just because you kept it faithful. But when you go out of your way to fucking retool it and revamp it for a audience that isn't familiar with it, you're just going to confuse them, and then you're also just going to like piss off the original fans of it, and then it's just going to fade away into obscurity. So all of your efforts were for shit. So like what you should do if you're going to adapt an intellectual property is just be as faithful as you can to it, just to make the fans happy, and for the people who are unaware of it, if you spark that interest, they're just going to go back to the source material and become a fan, like either from the movie or like when they delve into the source material and get introduced to this like fucking wide like fucking mindscape that the um fan base is already a part of, and like that these unaware people were just like fucking new to. So like fucking stop adapting things and retooling things to like try to make it appeal to everybody, because it's not going to appeal to everybody. Just make it appeal to the fans, and whatever fans come afterwards, they're still going to love and cherish it because it was what introduced them to the original intellectual property to begin with. So yeah, like fucking like Ghost in the Shell, um it did have its moments, but there were like parts that were just kind of like blatantly just kind of like trying to appeal to a wider audience. It's like they were trying too hard, and it sucks too because like some of the visuals were spot on, and some of the key points they hit were like, oh, there were callbacks to like this or that scene from like either the movie or the source material. It was like, oh wow. But like but overall it's like I think there was just a little too much pandering to like in an attempt to like make it make sense to a wider audience outside the scope of the fan base. And in the end, like if you do that, you're just going to alienate the fan base, and you're going to alienate the audience that you're trying to go for because they don't fucking get it. And when they go back to the source material and they realize like, Well, why the fuck did they make the movie like that if it's nothing like the source material? You're just gonna confuse them and then just like make them hate on your movie even more. It's just fucking stupid. So yeah. So like rule of thumb, if you're going to take an intellectual property and then make it into a movie, just make sure you stay faithful as much as you can to the source material as possible. Either like you become like a success or a cult classic. Either one is good, but what you don't want to be is just like become like ostracized by both sides of the fence there. And I fucking lost the my pen nib. Ah shit. Where did it go? Where did I drop it? That it? Oh, there it is. Ah. Oh. And let's not forget the one that started it all. Final Fantasy Spirits Within. What a busted sewage pipe that was. Yeah, right? Well, like, was it trying to be a Final Fantasy movie or was it trying to be Scientology the movie? Oh my god. Oh. Hold on. I'm going to again BRB because I gotta hit the head. Oh, be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Oh. Okay. Oh, let me close my blinds. Let me turn on my little light. My little lamp. Turn up my heater just a tad. This ambient heater is fucking awesome. Does a better job than the fan heater I had. Because when the fan heater, when it got too cold, eventually, like, it just felt like it was just moving the cold air around because the coils weren't getting hot enough. I feel the heat. Anyway. Ugh. Ugh. So how we all doing? Anything else anyone wants to talk about? Oh, I'm sorry. I was asking if there was anything else anyone wanted to talk about. Now that I'm back. Hmm. Hmm. So how we all doing? Miss days of anime hyperviolence? Yes. All them hyper violent anime OVAs, original video animations. Unrated tits, blood, and gore. That's where some of the best shit happens. I remember falling out with anime hard, and ever since then, the whole genre was never appealed to me, no matter how hard it tries. Aw. What killed anime for me was the 2000s explosion of harem anime, a genre that makes me want to puke up my lungs. But the death knell for anime was when the new hotness was Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Oh man, I was into the Naruto manga for a while, and I don't know. I just got too busy for it. But the whole Bleach storyline, I just fell off the wayside like early on. Like when the story first developed, like I thought it was going to be about like it centered around like this family of exorcists, and I thought it was going to stay in that realm. But then all of a sudden, like the teen male protagonist gets whisked away to like this other realm, and it just became so centered on that realm, and it was like, man, I wanted to see like a kind of like a slice of life type of thing with him, like dealing with being like a, I guess, a death god or whatever. So you got introduced to his family members, like his dad, his sisters, and whatever. But then when he got whisked away to like this other world of like death gods, it's like you never come back to that family you were introduced to. You never like really get back to that world. It was like, where are we going with this? And I just kind of like fell off with that. With the whole One Piece one, I do enjoy the manga because I like the art style. the art style does translate to the anime a little bit, but I like the vibrant nature of the art in the manga itself. Like the anime itself, uh, now that I'm sort of binge watching it, it does have these really compelling villains that you just want to see fucking get decked in the face, which they eventually do. And it plays on this sense that you know, like how like villains in other like manga storylines or whatever, like they sort of have like some sort of redeeming quality, which sometimes they overcome. You know, like they turn from villains to like comrades later on, but like the villains in like One Piece are like these shitty individuals, and you just want them to see like you just want to see them get decked in the face, which they eventually do, and it's satisfying. But it's just like a whole string of that. And then in like really dire situations, it gets to a point where like you want the heroes to overcome some sort of obstacle, but then it's as if the writing like kind of like wants to see like, oh, like what can we make to make this dire situation even more desperate, and then they go ahead and do it. And it's getting to a point where I can like sort of call it out. And it's frustrating when that happens. I mean, it's like just fucking get to the point and just like fucking beat the villain already. Like what why drag it on? And I remember like in an instance where I freaking called it. Is like the heroes are desperately looking for this one mechanism. And like one of the heroes is like flying in the air, and there's this whole battle going on. And it's taken on this like characteristic of like, you know, like I started to recognize it as like how can this dire situation get more desperate? And I started thinking like, well, like what if the hero that's flying around gets shot out of the air? And moments after I thought of that, that hero gets shot out of the air. He's like, oh fuck, of course. Let's make this impossible scenario even more impossible. Why don't we? So like when you get to a point where you're like starting to call out those like beats before they happen, because like you know that's what's gonna make me more frustrated right now is if this like if this scenario happens, and then that scenario happens, like, oh god damn it, I called it, and now I am frustrated at the storyline. But I want to keep going in order to like catch up to where I fucking left off with the freaking story. Oh my god. Melody says she checked out and never went back, and hearing about people talking nonstop about Death Note. Oh man, I'm glad I never went back. The sad part of most anime villains is that they're always going to up against the goat Frieza. Oh, I don't know. Like, what do I want in a villain? Ah. I think my favorite villains are the villains who, for the most part, think that they're doing something good. They in their heart of hearts, they believe that what they're doing is the proper thing. Because when you think about it, sometimes it is the best thing. That's one thing I despise about Naruto. All the villains are the same. They all have these deep, tragic backstories, and it gets so friggin' old. Same shit, different toilet. I don't think I really got too much into Naruto to like really fucking like meet the big bad of that storyline. Like where I left off is where they like more or less like first meet Orochimaru, and it doesn't even give that much backstory into him. And then I just fucking completely fell off because I got too busy with everything. But the villains I do like the compelling villains, are the ones that think that they're doing the right thing. Because if you think about it in their terms, usually it is the right thing. So then, like as the story goes on, you're not sure who to root for. It's like you want the hero to win because you've been following his story for so long, but then when he's met up with a villain that has a fucking point, it's like, okay, this guy's a bad guy, but he makes sense. So is he really that bad? Like Thanos when he wanted to wipe out half of existence. Because when you think about it, like we'd be a lot better off without half the populace. We call those god complexes. Yeah, I guess that's true in a sense. Hmm. Should rewrites. I've never seen Slayers. I've read one of the volumes of the manga, but I've never seen it. I'll probably watch it someday, but not anytime soon. I got way too much stuff going on. It's good if you like humorous high fantasy anime. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I get the gist of that from the volume that I had read a long time ago. I like it, but I can't get into it. Is that the one with the flat-chested, screechy, red-headed wizard? That's the one. Like, what was her name? Carrot, and the other one whose name was Chocolate or something. For some reason, I'm thinking Carrot Cake. And the main dude turned into some big horned hairy demon after shit. I don't know what triggered it. I don't remember what triggered it. I got into it with other things like Record of Lotus War. I remember seeing trailers for that, like AMDV trailers. Was it AMDV or US Manga? It's like the VHS tapes you would get would like have like US Manga core, US Manga core. Hmm. It was one of those. ADV Melody says, "Sweet." I sort of remembered. And the old one, Manga Entertainment present. Yeah, there was Manga Entertainment, US Manga Core, ADV, and was that it? That's all the ones I can remember right now. I remember manga entertainment from like things like Ninja Scroll and Dominion Tank Police. Used to love intro to manga entertainment, right? You might have to show us an example of that. Oh, you posted it. Let's check it out. It's like AMV before AMV was a thing. Manga video.
What's happening?
I swear those had to be the first AMVs I was ever exposed to. And they were fucking awesome. Melody's posting another one. Let me make sure the quality version of this is. Let me bump up the quality. Oh, it's just a song. I thought it was another. I thought it was another intro. Yeah, the Heart Beneath by Celtic Frost. That used to be the opening trailer to the VHS here. Cool. US got stiffed. Oh. Wrong one. Jeez, how long have we been streaming? A little over 2 hours. uh, Melody just sending me silly comics. Loves you too, honey kitty. But that's weird. We've had all these interactions throughout the stream. A few visitors. Yet the stream's showing like no activity. Crazy. Alright, hold on. Oh, BRB again. Not as cold as it was yesterday, but still kind of cold outside. Melody says, well, I'm still here for what it's worth. I know, love. It's just that For some reason, my analytics are showing that nobody is here, even though we've had several interactions throughout this stream. It's saying that I've only had one view, but we know it's more than that. Daska says, sorry, I'm outside because there's supposed to be a rare comet tonight. Green. Comes around every 5,000 years. So fancy. Maybe I should go check it out too. If it's there. What part of the night sky should it be in? Midnight sky, north night sky, south, east, or west? Well, I think I've made a decent amount of progress on this drawing this evening. I'll probably touch it up a little more off stream. But I think we're getting to a point where I can go ahead and start doing the overlaying of colors. So I think I shall call it a night on this stream. Let me just finish up these. On Wednesday, February 1st, a comet that has not visited the Earth since the last ice age and the time of the Neanderthals will make its closest approach to our planet, or perigee. Excitingly, the comet C2022E3 which last passed through the inner solar system around 50,000 years ago, will be at its brightest during this time and may even be visible to the naked eye under the right conditions. The comet should be observable for days as it approached our planet and then recedes on its way to the outer solar system. Huh. Okay, maybe we'll go take a peek after I close down this stream. During the comet's perigee, it will come to within a distance of around 26 million miles, 42 million kilometers from our planet, which is equivalent to about 28% of the distance between Earth and the Sun. If you've been waiting to get a look at the 2022 ZTF, before it speeds away. Now is your best chance. You can also watch the comment live online on Fed. One in a free webcast at 11 p.m. Eastern. Wow. Wow. Oh, fucking, I knew I did this. Yeah. Okay, we'll call the stream good for now. Um, Everything's more or less getting complete as far as like shading, toning, line work goes. I just got to do a little bit here on the sandwich. The fry wedges look all right. I got to clean up this platter a little bit and do a little bit more on the hair here and there, but we'll get to that later. And I got to smooth out some of these tones on the legs and maybe mess with the shirt a little bit here and there. But yeah, it's almost done. I can start applying color fairly shortly, probably in the next session. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for dropping by. Big thanks to all those who participated in chat. It's always awesome interacting with all of you. As always, my lovely moderator Melody. Rex Talandri dropped by, and Dasco Draws is here. So yeah, thank you for keeping me company. And big shout out to Melody for donating me some monies in my coffee accounts. Very much appreciated. Of course, I'm gonna be like drawing more stuff for her later. So yeah, she's always good for the donos. So awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, and to all the lurkers who are watching and maybe watching later, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to donate or contribute to more of my art, link is in the description section below at my Ko-fi page. There you can donate any dollar amount. Any amount would be much appreciated. So, until next time, this has been Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only, and I shall check y'all later. Sweet. Bye.